Hi everyone, Meg Shorts here, bringing you another Doctor Who action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Classic Dalek figure from the third wave of Characters Doctor Who 3.75 inch scale action figure line. I got this figure a few days ago from my local Argos store for £6.99. This particular Dalek is from the 1975 story Genesis of The Daleks, and it is also the first classic series figure in this line. Now, the packaging of this figure is very similar to the packaging of all the other figures from Wave 3, but it is a lot different to the packaging we saw with the figures from Waves 1 and 2. On the top of the front we can see the TARDIS along with a new Doctor Who logo. Below that we can see a clear plastic bubble containing the figure, and instead of there being a time vortex behind this figure this time, we can see that there's just a lot of yellow, and on the bottom of the plastic bubble we can see a card showing the name of the figure and also the name of the story that this Dalek comes from. And on the back we can see pictures of the Angels Take Manhattan playset and the Hyde playset. And below that we can see all the other figures from Wave 3, including the 12th Doctor, which hasn't yet been found in stores, but I am looking out for that one. And below that we can see the same usual product and company information, and that is pretty much it for the packaging. Okay, so here we have the new 3.75 inch scale classic Dalek figure standing next to the original Genesis Dalek figure, which was released as part of the first Dalek Collector's set back in the summer of 2008. Size isn't the only difference between these two figures. Unlike the original one, the new one has white lights on top of the head instead of transparent ones. The rings on the eye stalk of the new one are also turquoise instead of baby blue, and the bronze that has been used for the Exterminator arm on the new one is a bit lighter than the bronze that has been used on the Exterminator arm of the original. And also there isn't a silver dot at the end of the sucker arm for the new one. Now, even though this figure is obviously a lot smaller than the 5-inch scale one, this is a absolutely fantastic figure and I'm really happy with it. The detail is absolutely superb. The sculpt that has been used for this figure is very similar to the one that was used for the original 5-inch scale Genesis Dalek figure, and this one has got pretty much all the detail that the original one had. So if you're one of those people that's a bit worried about this figure not being as good or as detailed as the 5-inch one, you don't need to worry. This one is pretty much just a 5-inch one, a little bit smaller with some paintwork changes or differences, whatever. So the sculpt, absolutely fantastic. I've not got much to say about that other than it's brilliant. I don't think we could have got a better sculpt for this figure. It's a really nice sculpt. It's got lots of detail, all the little bits of detail that you got on the original 5-inch one, including the black mesh on the neck and the silver mesh down here between the panels, which really does look quite impressive on a figure of this size, I think. And you've got the eye stalk at the top, which is quite nice. Unfortunately, like some of my 5-inch classic Dalek figures, this one does suffer from a bent eye stalk, which doesn't look very good from the top or bottom, but from the front and from the sides it doesn't really look that bad. So yeah, that is a little problem, but I guess that's just a little unintentional quality control error. So yeah, if you are thinking about getting this figure, make sure you do look at the figure from above when it's in its box. If you're getting this figure from a shop, you could probably do that, but if you're getting it from a website, I'm not sure if you could do that. Maybe you could ask the people that are running the shop if they could have a look to see if it has got a bent eye stalk or not. But yeah, I have had that problem with some classic Dalek figures in the past, so it's not a problem I haven't experienced with Dalek figures before. But again, probably just a little quality control error, and I still think it's a really good figure. This is one of the best 3.75 inch Doctor Who figures character I've made so far, I think. So yeah, paintwork most places really nice and neat, looks great, especially down here where all the spheres are, but it looks good just about everywhere else as well. There's very few errors with the paintwork on this figure. You can see that some of the mesh here has been left unpainted and some of the silver paint has slipped onto one of the panels here, but that, again, that's probably just a little quality control error. So the only problems I really have with this figure are to do with the quality control or little things like that, to be honest. Everything else is just absolutely brilliant. really happy with this figure. The sculpt is great, paintwork is really nice. Looking at some of the Genesis Daleks in the episode though, some of them did seem like they just had dark grey mesh instead of silver mesh. I guess they maybe added it to the figure just to make the mesh look a little bit more metallic, but I would have been happy with this figure if it just had dark grey mesh that was the same dark grey as these parts of the body. So yeah, not sure if it's 100% accurate, but the 5-inch one was like this as well, and again, still a really nice figure, I think. So detail, thumbs up, great, superb, brilliant, fantastic. Yeah, paintwork, brilliant as well, and very impressive. And now we're going to take a look at this figure's articulation. His head can go from side to side, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like it wants to go all the way around. I've honestly tried my best to try and get the head to go all the way around on this figure, but it just doesn't seem like it will go all the way around, which is very strange because usually Dalek figures from Character Options have heads that can go all the way around, but with this one it just doesn't seem to be the case, which is a bit strange, but it's not really a big problem for me because usually when I have my Dalek figures on display I usually just have their heads like that or like this, so not really a big deal or big problem for me, but I can imagine that possibly annoying some people. The eye stalk can still go up and down like so. You can have it looking all the way up, or you can just have it facing forwards, and it does go down a teeny weeny bit as well. The weapons also have ball joints, so you can move them up and down and around as well. Got no problems with the joints on them as well. And then, like any other Dalek, it's got the wheels at the bottom, so you know the drill. It can go backwards and forwards and from side to side if you turn the wheels a bit. So yeah, articulation on this figure pretty much standard for a Dalek. There's nothing really new or exciting about it, but there isn't really much else you can do with a Dalek other than give it a head joint, eye stalk joints, wheels at the bottom, and joints for the weapons. I don't think there's any other parts on the body that needed joints on this figure, so yeah, articulation on this figure is also fine. There may be that little problem with the head, but for me that isn't really an issue. And now the time has come for me to give a summary of my thoughts on the 3.75-inch scale Classic Dalek figure. Overall, I think the 3.75-inch scale Genesis Dalek figure is a awesome addition to my Doctor Who action figure collection. If you are a big Dalek fan and you like figures that are made in the 3.75-inch scale, this is a definite must-have for you. The sculpt is perfect, in my opinion anyway. The detail is absolutely brilliant for a figure of this size. The paintwork is really nice as well. The articulation is very good, and it is pretty much just a small version of the 5-inch one with some changes to the paintwork. So even if you're someone that's more of a 5-inch figure fan, you may like this figure as well. So all round, it is pretty much a rather excellent Dalek figure. And from me, the 3.75-inch scale Classic Dalek figure gets a very well earned 10 out of 10. Fantastic figure. And that is pretty much it for my review of the 3.75-inch scale Genesis of the Daleks Dalek figure. If you want to share your thoughts on this figure, you can do so in the comment section below. Not sure what my next Doctor Who action figure review is going to be of yet. It may be of a 5-inch figure set, it may be of another 3.75-inch figure. I don't know. But before I end this review, I'm just going to give you guys a quick little Doctor Who collection update because I've got some new things, but I don't want to make another video for that. About a week ago, I got the Dalek pilot ship, the 3.75-inch Dalek pilot ship, and I'm thinking of doing a review of that sometime soon. I've still actually not taken it out of the box, but I've just not got round to doing that yet. And a few weeks ago, I got the 3.75-inch scale rare Dalek Sec figure from toysrus.co.uk for around £11.65, I think, including the postage and packaging, by the way. And very happy to have that in my collection now. Of all the rare figures, that is the one that I wanted the most. I'm not taking it out of the box though, because I don't really like taking rare variants out of the box, so I might not be doing a review of that, but I may do a review of it in its box at some point. And then yesterday from one of my local B&M stores I got the new Series 4 figure set, which includes Donna Noble, the narrator, and River Song, and I'm going to be keeping that set in its box as well, and I shall put a few pictures of this set in the video because it's very new and I'm not sure if you guys have seen a lot of pictures of this set yet. I won't be getting the Series 6 figure set because I'm not really interested in that one, but I am hoping or thinking of getting the Series 5 figure set because that one has the blue body warmer and red shirt version of Rory, and I've not got that one yet, so if I get that set I will be doing a review of that as well. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching this review guys, and I will see you again soon.